In today's video, we'll be talking about electromagnetic induction. After watching this video, you should be able to define the requirements to induce a current in a wire and basically understand some of the applications or reasons why we'd want to induce a current in a wire. So where did this all begin? Where did this all come from? Well, this guy named Faraday found that if you move a magnet up and down near a conductor, a current is generated, which is kind of strange to think about, but basically in this picture you can see here is a magnet, and this magnet is moving up and down. In between the magnet is a metal rod, and this movement of the magnet up and down causes a current to be produced inside this metal rod, which is a conductor, and it causes charge to actually start to flow around this current. And this generating of a current without like a battery or anything like that is called electromagnetic induction. What are the requirements to induce a current in a wire? Well, this is kind of an important slide. This is something that you guys need to know for the final exam. The requirements to induce a current in a wire is a change in the magnetic flux. Okay, so basically causing the magnet to move relative to the wire will cause the magnetic flux to change. The amount of magnetic lines, if you will, or magnetic field lines going through an object will change the magnetic flux. So causing a change in magnetic flux, moving the magnet relative to the wire, and then a wire that can actually conduct electricity. Like if you take a magnet and you try to move it near a plastic rod, well, you aren't going to be able to induce a current in a plastic rod because obviously a plastic rod is not a conductor. So you need something that can conduct electricity to be able to induce a current. So if you meet these three requirements, you too can induce a current in a wire. There's this thing called the electromotive force, sometimes abbreviated the EMF, and the electromotive force is basically a potential difference given by a battery. So the potential difference, also known as the voltage, is the same thing as an EMF. Okay, so you may say to yourself, well, in Faraday's experiment, what gave that potential difference? I mean, how does moving a magnet relative to a metal rod cause a potential difference to be created? Well, basically, when a wire moves through a magnetic field, the magnet itself actually exerts a force on the electrons or the charge carriers in that object, and it causes them to move in some direction. It causes the electrons themselves to move. Because remember, magnetism is all about the orientation of the electrons. And so when you do work on the charges, their electric potential increases, or the amount of voltage they have increases, and it causes a current to be created in the wires. Okay? And so you may say to yourself, well, why is this useful? How can this be useful? Well, what ended up happening is we were able to now start creating electric generators. And the first electric generator was actually invented by this man named Michael Faraday. Okay, and what does a generator do? Well, basically it converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Okay, by basically inducing a EMF. So when a generator is connected to a closed circuit, it induces an EMF and it produces an electric circuit. That's how a generator works. So here's a picture of a generator. Basically, you have magnets on either side of this wire, and a wire is pushed through this B field by some force, and it could be, steam. It could be gasoline. It could be a water wheel, so hydroelectric dams. You could crank it by your hand. Something causes this wire to either spin or move, or you have to cause the magnet to move, one or the other, or both, whichever, and that causes a current to be induced, and this is actually how a generator works. It takes some form of energy to create electrical energy. Either the form of energy is in the form of steam, gas, a water wheel, your hand, whatever the case may be. So obviously there is no such thing as a free lunch, but it is a way to generate electricity by taking another source of energy. That actually takes care of this video. I will see you guys next time.